The Teacher and Penny, a teacher's day story set in Đà Nẵng. The morning sun rose over Đà Nẵng, painting the sky with gold and pink. Down a quiet street near the Han River stood a cheerful little school. It wasn't big or fancy, but the windows were always open, and the sound of laughter floated down to the street. Inside room 5A, Miss Sung was arranging flashcards on the board. Her students were from many countries: Japan, Korea, Germany, Thailand, France, Vietnam, etc. It was the international language class where everyone came to learn English together. Miss Sung loved her job. She loved hearing all the different accents mixing in one room, like a song made of many voices. "Good morning, everyone," she said with a bright smile. "Good morning, teacher," the class replied, their voices full of energy. In the third row sat Penny, a boy with bright eyes and a sketchbook full of doodles. He had come to Đà Nẵng from the Philippines with his parents. Penny was quiet. He listened more than he spoke. He wanted to speak English like the others, but the words often got stuck in his throat. One warm Tuesday, Miss Sung clapped her hands and said, "Today we'll practice reading aloud." She handed out a short story called The Cloud and the Wind. Each student would read one paragraph. When it was Penny's turn, he froze. His eyes moved across the page, but the words felt heavy and hard to say. Miss Sung noticed and walked to his desk. "Let's try together, Penny," she said softly. The class went quiet. Even the ceiling fan seemed to slow down. Penny took a small breath and began. The cloud was tired of flying." "Good," whispered Miss Sung. "Keep going." The wind told it to rest on the mountain. The class clapped. One student from Japan smiled and said, "Nice job." Penny's cheeks turned red, but a tiny smile appeared on his face. After class, Miss Sung gave him a small blue notebook. She said, "Write one new word every day. By the end of the year, you have your own dictionary." That night, Penny opened the notebook and wrote his first word: brave. Days passed, then weeks. Every day, Penny wrote new words, and sometimes small stories. He wrote about the sea in Đà Nẵng, the smell of fresh bread in the morning, and his friends' funny accents in his class. Slowly, Penny's English grew stronger. He began to raise his hand in class, and Miss Sung would always smile proudly when he spoke. Then came November 20, Teacher's Day. The whole school was filled with flowers, laughter, and music. Students carried handmade cards and small gifts wrapped in paper. Room 5A was full of color and joy. When it was Penny's turn, he walked slowly to the front of the room. "Teacher," he said, his voice clear and steady, "this is for you." He handed Miss Song the blue notebook. Inside were pages filled with English words, drawings, and short stories. It told the story of a little boy who found his voice because a teacher believed in him. Miss Song's eyes filled with tears. She bent down and hugged Penny. "You were always brave, my little student," she whispered. That day, Penny read a short poem aloud in front of the whole class. His voice was clear, confident, and full of warmth. The other students clapped and cheered for him. Miss Song looked at him and thought, "This is why I teach, to help my students find their voices." Every year after that, on Teacher's Day, Penny would open his notebook and write the same words. "Thank you, teacher, for giving me my voice." The end.